few items or material you're supposed to have in your classroom as you are teaching children about literacy. A few, I'm going to say several weeks ago, we shared with you how you should teach children from birth to all the way to 5 years old the literacy and things they need to know in your classroom. So this is only for your 3 to 5 year olds. Materials you should have in your classroom that will help them learning literacy, also reading before they start going to kindergarten. So it's so important that you have these materials and you use them daily in your small group that will help them to start reading or identifying letters or identifying the letters on their names. It's so important that you are doing that with them in a small group in your classroom after you teach them the letters like we've been doing with our circle time. We show you how to do circle time. So now this activity, after you do your circle time, you use them to teach children how to identify letters, letter sounds, rhyming words, and you could start doing word families with them as well in the VPK classroom. That way they can identify and sight words. So I have a few activities for you. As you can see here, this says the alphabet flashcards. You should definitely have the alphabet flashcards in your classroom because it has the pictures and words in there and also the letters. So as you can see here, this card right here has the word zebra. If you're talking about the zebra, as you can see, the front has the word and the picture. On the back of it, it has the X and also the word zebra. So if your goal is to teach them just the letter, you can just talk about the letter and talk about the words later. So as you can see, the letter and then also the word and the picture on the other side of it. All of them are the same way. The letters of the alphabet, you can use that. On the box it says pre-K to kindergarten. So you can purchase a copy, have that available for your 3 to 5 year old children. You wouldn't be doing that with your toddlers because all you'll be doing in your toddler classroom, all you should be doing in your toddler classroom is introduce them the letters, singing the alphabet songs, and teaching the first letter of their first name. That's important. And then read a lot of books to them because they know that. Again, this is that you can do with your pre-K. And a card that says, I know it says 6 plus. You can also introduce that to them in the your VPK classroom. That way they know a few words family. So important that they know. And beginning reading that will help. And sight word card, as you can see here, are the most common one because when they go to kindergarten, before they begin kindergarten actually, when they go their first week or the first day school starts, they're gonna have to identify about 30 of the sight words. So you wanna make sure that you are teaching them the sight words, and you could get a book of cards like that from Amazon and then you just teach them that. So it looks like this. It has 54 cards in there. And books. You can start with the books in the classroom, have these little books. There's not too many words in there. It's what it's called. It start with it says 4 to 8. And this one says 4 to, the other one you can get is the letter A. They can start using that in your classroom, in your VPK classroom, to start reading. And I'm going to show you what the books look like inside so that way you can start reading with them so they can start identifying letters. So the story is very simple, as you can see. What is it? Again, those sight words that you are teaching them in the classroom, they all belong in here. As you can see, there's a activity they could do on the back of the book. And look at this. This one sentence from each. And it has pictures that they can read the pictures to see what happened. Anytime they're not sure, the pictures will tell them what they are reading as they read in the book. Again, all this I purchased them from Amazon, and you can get yourself a copy, put that in your classroom. That way they can start reading. So it's so important that you have these little books that easily they can read with the pictures and then the words. And again, progression. If they start reading, this have different levels. When they start, it gets a little bit harder, but it still have the sight words on there. The I, and it says I like ABCs. Easily to read. Again, is this have the letters? This one have the letters, all the letters in there, uppercase and lowercase. That's why I like this book. And then how to identify the ABCs. And on the back it says my word like, and then they could take that to their journal and write a story about that. So this is so important that they are reading in your classroom. It says phonics on the back of it. Again, teaching them phonics is so important. The number 13 out of the book, as they start reading, you will see that it's getting fuller. So once they start reading more, they start to understand the sentence that they are reading from the lower grade. I have A and B and C. You can start with the A in the classroom, and then as it gets harder when you get to number 13. As you can see, Three Little Pigs is also is a bit long story, so small words where small sentences would not help them reading. Again, get you a couple of copies in your classroom. For you to read with them in small group. It's going to be very helpful for them to start reading sight words. The other one that I have on here is the preschool letters. As you can see on the front of it, I'm not going to open it. But what you do is you can give them a sight word or a letter, build the sight word for you. They start building the sight word. It, and, all, go. This is all can build on here. It has a string inside of it, just like you see here, like a lace, and then they just put the letters through to build the sight words for you. So important that you have this in your classroom. This one also will help them build words, and it has a lot. This I purchased from Lakeshore. This is my student build word building board. They can build whatever they want to do, build on here. So if you have a word for them to build like kite, they can start building the word kite for you and finding the letters, um, and then they can build that for you like that. So it's helping them building words and acknowledge the words and also knowing the letter sounds. So if they want to build the word kite, it's already on here to build for you. Again, this is from Lakeshore. You can get your copy, so you have that. Couple of things you should have in your classroom as well will be the letters, so they can also find find the letters and put them where they belong. This was given to me from my job, my full-time job, and I use this to teach my teachers how to teach letter sounds and also early literacy. So I use that a lot. And you could have it on a table somewhere, and then they just put the letters through. I'm holding upside down. All the letters are on here, and then they have to identify which letter to put to that. Like this one, for example, I'm gonna look for F. From here, I saw F, and then all they have to do is push it through, and to see if they can recognize what letter it is. This is all it is doing. Again, this is for my full-time job, and we went to a training. They give that to us to train the teachers that I am training um, around literacy. So that's, and the other one is like a phone. If you talk to it, you can hear yourself talking. So that's the purpose of that. This was given to me also from that training. So I used both of them. Or so when I'm teaching teachers about early literacy, when the children are talking, if they can hear them, the goal is to use the sounds. If I say I want to hear myself to hear how I say it. So sounds. It's a sound box. So that's what it's called. So I use that a lot to teach my teachers when they need help with early literacy or letter sounds or phonics or phonological awareness or supporting them with anything that they need to know or rhyming words. We use that to support them in the classroom. So that's all I wanted to share with you. Make sure you have these materials in your classroom. Don't forget compound words, sight words, words families, building words, reading the words, building everything in the classroom, supporting them with knowing all the sight words, identifying letters, uppercase, lowercase, and also clapping. Next week I will share a couple of clapping activities for you to know, for them to identify syllables. It's so important that when they are reading too. Syllable again, you want to make sure that you start with their first name. So that's all I wanted to share with you. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye, friends.